Back again. Sorry for the delay. I was on vacation for about a week and a half. Had lots of time to think about some extra videos and some other stuff. But more importantly, yesterday Tesla had their second quarter financial conference call, and we've got some more Model 3 news to give to you. So here's what's going on. The Model 3 design phase is completed, and the tooling design, I should say, has been completed. So that's being sent off to manufacturing to start fitting out the plant. What's also interesting here is that Elon has been making a lot of reference over the last few months to what he calls the machine that makes the machine.
Yeah, it's essentially designed like a very high density, multi-layer integrated circuit, like an advanced CPU. And I think actually over time, the manufacturing process may look a lot like one of those super fast chip pick and place machines, super optimized for speed and density. I mean, if you think about like, how did we improve the capability of your phone or your laptop? It wasn't by making a really giant computer the size of a table. It was by increasing the clock speed and the density.
And what this really is that I think what Tesla's doing here is it's a new way of thinking about manufacturing, and it's really coming from the time that they've been spending over the last few years designing the Gigafactory. That's the battery plant in Nevada that's going to make the batteries for Model 3 and future cars. And they've been applying that knowledge in efficiency, not only in floor space, but also volume usage inside the factory, to design the initial tooling, at least at the Fremont factory for Model 3, and they call that 0.5 version of the machine that makes the machine. Elon's actually starting to refer to it as the alien dreadnought. He's a science fiction fan, so any of you that know about the Alien series of movies will get the reference. And what they're really doing here is that they're trying to automate the process of building this car, and that comes from the design aspect, not only of the vehicle, but they're applying all this knowledge that they've been doing to the Gigafactory to make a factory to build the car that's hyper efficient. He's even gone so far to say that version 1 of the factory, which would be future versions of the factory and beyond, would not really even have any workers building the cars themselves. Now, there would be workers in the factory, of course, but they will be mostly maintaining the machines and fixing issues with the machines and the tooling. But the days of people crawling around inside the vehicles and attaching trim and wires largely be gone. I think that's really what they're working towards. So by doing that, they hope to get at least what they call a 5 times or potentially up to a 10 times more efficient way of building vehicles, so that they can make a lot of cars, make a lot of demand. Now, other manufacturers will come and say, big deal, we've been making cars for a long time, much longer than you guys, what's the big deal? But I don't think that's really the plan here. I think Tesla's really thinking about what's the most efficient way of building a factory, and doing it with so much automation that you can actually build a lot more cars than a normal manufacturer would. Keep in mind that Tesla is a new company, so they can afford to really rethink this thing, because they don't really have any factories other than the Gigafactory that they've designed from scratch. All the other manufacturers have plants that they've been using for decades. So all they redo is kind of retool inside the factory to make room for a new vehicle. But to design a factory from scratch that's purpose built to make a vehicle is kind of relatively new. That's never, I don't think it's really ever been done before. So eventually we'll see where this ends up. I think we're going to start seeing some results of this in the next few months, once they actually start tooling up the factory inside of Fremont. Hopefully they'll release some video clips of the building process or the tooling process. They did that when they expanded the line for the Model S and the Model X back in November 2014. So hopefully we'll get some more news out of that. Anyhow, he also mentioned too that Model 3, the internal date of July 1st of next year is still in place, and at this point they don't see or foreshadow any issues with meeting that date. There's nothing on the books or problems with suppliers at this point that would really lead to any delays. So their suppliers, as well as Tesla, are very excited about the Model 3. So far, so good. They actually expect to start manufacturing sometime after July. So don't get your hopes up for prior to July, but sometime kind of mid-year, probably August, September timeframe, they can start making some cars off the plant, validation vehicles, if you will, and then volume delivery vehicles probably after that, once the ramp is figured out. So anyways, some good news, and we'll have some more stuff to follow up soon as we get some more. So anyways, thanks for watching, and if you want, follow us on Twitter at Model 3 Owners. Consider joining our forum at model3ownersclub.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.